Another question, and actually this is a good one for you, Kath. How do you work out what your
Oh my
ideal weight is?
goodness, I saw
And
that. Oh my God. I
yes,
so remember meeting you for the first time. Now,
I remember
what I would say,
meeting you as well.
oh, I love you. It's a terribly personal
Yeah,
question. Only you can answer
yeah,
it. So lots of pointers that we have in our lives. So things like, you know, the dress you wore when you went to your prom or your 18th birthday and what you ate then, or your weight you were when you got married and things like that. So
yeah,
there's lots of kind of markers in your life. And there'll be a weight in which, when you think about that time in your life, you'll think, I was really happy then, and you know, I felt really good about myself, and I felt well, and I felt fit and healthy
yeah,
when I was about, I don't know, 9 stone.
yeah.
And that tends to be your kind of, oh, if only I was 9 stone. And I'll never forget, I think I was 9 stone 12 before I had Ted, or 9.5 stone when I had Ted. And then, you know, obviously I went up and lost my weight, and then I kind of hovered at about 9.11 after Teddy. My weight then went right up to 11 and a tiny bit when I was at my heaviest. And I knew that I felt uncomfortable. I knew that clothes then became a whole other thing for me around disguising how I looked.
And your boobs as well.
Oh, I hated it.
Yeah,
I couldn't exercise.
yeah,
I used to wear 2
yeah,
bras. I used to hold on to my breast when I was running. It was
yeah.
only, I thought about
Okay.
having a breast reduction, lots of things like that. So my immediate goal when I started this was to be back to my pre-pregnancy weight, which is
Yeah,
9.5
yeah.
stone. Now, at the same time, I also bought a set of scales. It was a Fit Track Pro scales. I bought them, and they are not as sophisticated as yours, and I've stepped on yours, but they do some body composition analysis.
Yeah.
So they'll tell you about body mass, your BMI, BMR, goes through a whole thing, protein, this, that, bone density, the works. And it also tells you, based on your height and your age, what your ideal weight is. And I think that for me, because I'm 5'3", was about 8 stone 11. And I remember talking to you about, I said, oh, I'm about 9.5 stone, my goal weight is 9. And you said, why have you hit on 9? And I said, oh, I don't know. You said, what would you like to be? I said, well, I could never, this says 8 stone 11. And you said, well, you could do that. Ah, really? And there's a massive part about, for struggling with your weight all your life, there is something about not feeling worthy. So I didn't
Absolutely.
feel that it was okay for me to achieve it. It was something I couldn't do. It was something that always happened to somebody else. And you said, well, you know, just carry on, keep going, keep going. And I did. And I hit 8.11 and I just kept going.
Yeah.
And then I think at my lowest, I was about 8 stone, maybe 1, something like that. I now go between sort of 8 stone 1, 8 stone 3, 8 stone 4, up and back.
Amazing.
Over a weekend back, but it's always around that weight. I know when I've started to put on weight, not one just because my, oh God, I've done it again. My clothes start to feel a bit tighter. My indicator is my bust. My bust feels heavy.
Yeah.
I tend to absolutely hold my weight in my bust. You know, when you get out of bed in the morning, I've got a G cup, okay? I've been talking about a lot about it recently. When I get out of bed in the morning, you can almost feel the weight. And that for me is my key indicator.
Yeah.
I know when my bust is a bit heavier, I think, right, okay. The long answer to your question is you'll find it yourself. You don't feel you always have to share what that is. Don't feel guilty about what you want to be either. As long as it's healthy, I'll always check in and make sure that I'm well within my healthy range. I am smack bang in the middle of being in my healthy BMI range. So I know I feel healthy. I don't look skinny.
You look perfect. No, you don't look skinny or scrawny or gaunt. You look just fabulous.
And I feel fantastic, and that's all that matters.
Yeah, and we've seen you in your bikini. You look amazing. No, really, really good.